Alright, welcome to Tangle Tower. I played this game already, it's pretty funny. So yeah, no introduction is necessary.
Ready, Sally?
Rimore, I've been standing here for 7.5 minutes.
Just checking.
You have the map?
Yeah, but it's basically blank. Did you read the case file? What do you think?
I'm not sure yet. It's really not a lot to go on.
I really like the voice actors.
Did you read it?
Yeah, I'll read it.
She's so sarcastic. Case file. Murder victim Freya Fellow, 19. Died whilst painting a portrait of Flora Fellow, 58. Location, Flora's Tower. Flora is present as she was posing for a portrait. Freya Fellow was found lying on her back with a single stab wound on her chest. No weapon was found at the scene, but the subject of Freya's unfinished painting is holding a knife. The red color on the tip of the knife is not paint. It was discovered to be blood. Tangle Tower. A small painting on a scrap of paper. A few notes have been written on the back. Nowadays it goes by Tangle Tower, but it's actually a pair of towers connected by a mansion at the base. It's surrounded by a circular lake. The water is an unusual mix of colors. The lake is so enclosed by sheer pale cliffs. They're too steep and smooth to climb. Tangle Tower is currently home to both the Fellow family and the Pointer family. Alright. And this is our map.
What animal is that?
Hawk, bear, lizard.
Right, of course. A hawk bear lizard.
Seems legit.
It's a stone carving. Wonder how it got cracked.
It's an egg. Well, if it was supposed to be
I
cracked.
think it's supposed to look like that.
Yeah.
It's an egg.
Maybe it's a hawk bear lizard's egg.
This is some garden.
Do the plants all look a little strange to you?
I like how you can click on a lot of things. They have all kinds of stuff to say.
It's a bandstand.
Bit small for a bandstand.
It's a one-man bandstand.
It's a statue of some hideous, scaly, bipedal fish monster
Playing a harp.
playing a harp.
It makes it look nicer.
Hang on a second.
Look closer.
This isn't just a regular statue, is it?
Something tells me we're not gonna solve this just yet.
No, we're not.
Let's come back later. It must do something.
You'd hope so, wouldn't you?
Alright, harp statue. An old weathered statue of an amphibious creature holding a large harp. Symbols are engraved on each of the harp's 4 column segments.
Spooky. What do you think it's for?
I think it's to scare away detectives.
Is it working?
Not really.
No. It's full of the same weird water that was in the lake.
Any fish in there?
Not a single one. Although there is something in there.
There's always fish in a little pond.
It's a cassette tape. Or it used to be.
Damaged tape. The cassette tape has been damaged by water. The ink on the label is blurred and illegible.
It's quiet.
Mm-hmm.
Too quiet? Say it.
You're supposed to say, too quiet.
It's not. It's an appropriate amount of quiet.
I mean, there's still birds chirping and everything like that.
It's a path through the garden. Leads up to the house, I assume.
Alright. We didn't look at everything here. Kind of jumped the gun.
I tied the boat up to the mooring post, so it'll stay put. For now. Probably.
Probably.
Loving the confidence. It's the little boat we used to cross the lake. It's the only way on or off the island.
What a comforting thought.
It's a bird bath. Is that just rainwater? Looks a little weird.
I don't think this water looks weird.
The birds seem to like it.
They're even singing a little tune. Toot, 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 toot.
Bro.
Please don't do that.
That tune word was discolored.
It's just an archway, but it seems a little ominous. Like walking through it might give you bad luck.
Too late.
What are these things?
What are they?
Wind chimes.
Really?
Silent wooden wind chimes.
Makes sense.
Do you think anybody's watching us from one of those windows?
Maybe. Let's wave just in case. That's a big lake.
It's kind of purple. Looks poisonous.
I think it's just water.
I don't think all purple water is poisonous, but you never know. Sometimes it could be green water that's poisonous. Or acidic.
Water with poison in it.
It's a garden. I think. It's currently far away.
We could walk closer to it.
Ready when you are.
Alright, I think I found everything here. Did you say something about the sky?
Mountains.
Nope. They're too steep and too smooth to be mountains.
What?
They're more like cliffs.
Oh my god.
Whatever they are, they go all the way around the lake, like a barrier. Why is the sky yellow?
Why is the lake purple?
Not everything is a mystery, Grimoire. The sky can be whatever color it likes. Do you think he'll start to move if we try to go inside?
I don't think so. He's cracked and broken.
No, I think he'll just silently judge us.
Do you think he'll start to move if we
No.
try?
No, I think he'll just...
I was just looking at the R on it.
Is that an envelope?
It's been opened, but the letter's still in there. Let's read it.
Oh my god.
Isn't that an invasion of someone's privacy?
Nope, let's read it.
No, definitely.
Opened letter. The envelope has been ripped open. There's a single piece of paper inside. The combination is drawn on the other sheet. Once you have it memorized, destroy it. I do not agree with your reasons. You will not find it down there. Ominous.
A path leading towards the stone square.
Thought that was something.
Oh,
What?
Oh.
oh, there's an O on the floor.
Oh yeah. Tangle tour.
Twir.
Tour.
Oh,
What?
Oh.
oh,
Oh yeah. Tangle.
twir.
Should we ring the doorbell?
Why would we not?
That's a nice doorbell.
It's a little melody.
Little bird feeders.
How do you know they're for birds?
What are they gonna be for kids?
Huh, there's a heart engraved in the tree. I didn't know people actually did that.
PPFF.
Don't know about that.
Looks like someone tried to chop it down, but then gave up.
Can you blame them?
I mean, it is a big freaking trunk of a tree.
Don't think it's locked.
Oh, that means we can just walk straight in, right?
I'm pretty sure that's the rule, yeah.
Is it? I don't know about that.
Let's head to the crime scene first.
Alright.
It's at the top of the west tower, I think.
Now it's a big glass tube filled with water.
No fish?
There are weeds in there. And sand.
It's an aquarium?
No fish.
Could be. Except there's nothing living in it. Anymore.
That's ominous.
This one has a big P.
The way she said it.
That's probably important.
How very P-ceptive of you.
I thought they were gonna go on.
A big letter F.
Of course. Who doesn't hang a giant banner of their initial in the lobby of their mansion?
I don't think I would.
Finally, we get to investigate a murder in a spooky mansion.
It's not that spooky, really.
Don't ruin this.
It's not really spooky, it's just eccentric, weird looking.
Sally, check those plants for clues.
Is soil a clue?
I don't know, is it?
It's not locked.
Stairs.
Stairs. Sally, check those plants for clues.
Is soil a clue?
Oh, same thing.
Finally, we get to
It's
don't
not
ruin this.
I'm not gonna talk about the vine. It's pretty.
A door.
Oh, what's behind it?
A room.
Wow. She reminds me of me.
Finally, we get
It's
to
not
don't
that.
ruin this.
Alright. So, west. Can we go in these? Let's go up here.
Let's take a look at that painting first.
Okay.
There it is.
There it is.
The unfinished portrait of Flora Fellow.
Dang, her hair's long.
So, what? Freya was killed halfway through painting it.
Looks that way.
Painted portrait. Freya was unable to finish the painting, as she died sometime during the process. Flora appears to be wielding a knife. The red substance on the tip was discovered to be blood. Did they discover whose blood?
I wonder if all of Freya's paintings are this creepy. Maybe it's just because she never got to finish it.
There's something wrong with the crime scene. And something really weird about the murder weapon.
We didn't find a murder weapon.
Oh god. Set inside, was used to kill, is completely covered down, we used to knock out, is holding a tip. Okay. Flora Fellow is holding a knife tipped with blood. Because Freya was going to eat it. Because it's... None of these make sense. It's holding a knife tipped with blood. Because Freya put it there, I guess.
Flora Fellow is holding a knife tipped with blood because Freya put it there. Nope.
Apparently not. Maybe it's not Florafellow. Flora's portrait is holding a knife tipped with blood because Freya put it there.
Flora's portrait is holding a knife tipped with blood because Freya put it there. Almost. Maybe just change one
Oh
thing.
man. Because it stabbed Freya.
Flora's portrait is holding a knife tipped with blood.
But that's
because it
saying
stabbed
Flora's portrait
Freya.
stabbed with a knife.
What?
Weird, huh?
You think
Hello,
Freya was
Doctor.
stabbed by a painting? Not by the woman from
That's
the
what I'm
painting,
saying.
but by the painting itself.
Mm-hmm. Freya was standing right up by the canvas when she was killed. There's blood on the knife. It's the murder weapon.
Right, but it's not actually a knife. It can't stab.
See any other knives around here?
Oh my god, dude.
Case closed.
The case is not closed. And even if you were right, where does that leave us? A painting can't be a murder suspect.
I mean, I guess it could in certain context, but not here. An exasperated sigh, if I've ever heard one.
That's the only door in and out of the room.
It's also on the floor.
I know, that's what I said. Some long ass hair.
Sure is. Guessing it's not supposed to be down there. Supposedly, Freya was working on the painting when she was killed. Looks like she was still holding her paintbrush and palette when she fell.
Didn't even get a chance to clean her brush.
Brush and palette. The palette has a variety of paints loaded onto it. The largest is a blob of black in the middle. The paintbrush is still covered with dried red paint. What am I looking at? Am I looking at anything? Are you sure that's paint, not blood?
Supposedly, Freya was working on the
Okay.
Didn't even get a chance to clean her brush.
Yeah, okay.
Freya's painting supplies.
Cracked. Small glass pots of red, yellow, blue, black, and white paint. The glass pots are all cracked down one side. I don't know if I can, like, actually do anything with this, except look at them closer.
Is that an egg? An egg with bird feet.
I mean, eggs do come from birds.
It's also covered in gemstones. What a completely ordinary object.
I think it's a container for something.
Those gems look like they come off.
Oh no. Sort the positions of the gems. Rotate the egg to see a clue on the back. Okay. No, that's... Is that right? I think that's right. It's so confusing to me because it just doesn't look quite right. Okay, pink and blue. Purple and blue? They're not in the same, like, areas. Yellow and green. So yellow and purple, right? This one's wrong. Just need to see if this one's right. Purple to purple. Is that not right? Thought I got everything right.
Reset the puzzle?
No. You dare.
Just gonna rest my brain.
Is that an egg?
It's what a completely ordinary.
Didn't reset, did it? I think it did. Okay. Purple with yellow. Pink with blue. Pink and green. Purple and blue. Purple and purple. So that leaves you two, right? I thought this was a hint.
No, that was it.
Oh, okay. I was like afraid that was a hint.
Nice work. Did it unlock? What's in there?
Bits, eggs.
Nothing.
Or not.
Nothing.
Well, I'm not leaving without a clue. An empty egg is a clue, right?
Sure. Empty egg. Once unlocked, the egg can be opened. It's currently empty. The lining of the egg is a soft, velvet-like material. The egg is supported by a stand made of brass. It rests on 3 strange feet with pointed claws.
It's so dark back there.
Somehow, the sunlight doesn't seem to be making it very far into the room. Freya's painting supplies.
I don't need to look at those.
A little pot plant, balanced on the window ledge.
It's the only plant in the entire room.
Half the room is a big open window.
I don't know if you can call it an open window. It's more like the sudden absence of wall.
We're at the top of the tower, right?
I think so. Why?
Doesn't matter. It's nothing.
It's an eyeball looking down.
Is that a gramophone?
I think so. Except it's got a tape deck instead of a turntable.
It's also got a big crack down the middle.
Plays cassette tapes instead of vinyl records. It's pointed towards the middle of the room. There's a noticeable crack running through it, all the way from the horn down through the tape deck. Can I play tapes on it? Maybe not.
What about the cassette tape?
Oh.
Yeah, it sure is. Pink.
To Freya. Cracked tape. The cassette tape has a crack down the middle. There's a handwritten message on the label to Freya.
Do you think it still works?
The gramophone? Yeah, we could give it a go.
Okay. Try it. Let's listen to the swampy one.
Weird.
It's someone humming a tune.
That is slightly unsettling. Like, it gave me chills. It's a recording of someone walking outdoors. A distorting humming melody can be heard.
It's piano music.
It's a recording of piano music. It plays for a short while before stopping. Again, kind of a haunting melody. Not as creepy as the first tape, though. Did someone just die? Someone died at the end? Just got their skull crushed or something? That ending didn't sound good.
Flora fellow?
My god, that hair.
Hey, sorry to barge in. I'm sure you're still in some distress.
We need to ask you a few questions, I'm afraid.
Did you witness the murder, Flora?
Nothing. What do we do?
She has the right to remain silent.
She's entitled to her silence, I suppose.
For now.
Okay. Yourself?
Is there anything you'd like to tell us, Flora? I don't really know anything about you at all.
I think that's the way she likes it. We'll just have to ask other people about her.
She's a strong silent type.
Okay.
Freya was painting your portrait yesterday. Is that right?
You can at least freaking nod.
Was this
Come on.
something you had planned with her ahead of time?
Was there something special about yesterday?
Did you talk to Freya at all while she was painting you?
She's not going to answer us, is she?
Nope. But at least we can say we tried.
Statement.
Flora, you were definitely in the room at the time of the murder. Surely you must have seen something? Can you tell me anything about what happened to Freya?
Can you not be creepy?
Yeah, she's acting pretty suspicious if you ask me.
I don't know. Maybe she really doesn't know anything.
How is that possible?
I mean, the painting is right in front of her, right? So she could have, like, not seen something? Let me in! Let me in! Alright,
Anything we should
so...
know? Any hobbies? Besides staring out the window? Were you close with Freya? How are you two related? Did you kill Freya?
Grimoire!
What? I don't even think she's listening.
Oh, she's listening.
She looks like she's plotting. Did you kill her? Nothing. Just nothing. She lowered her head at that one.
Did you ask Freya to paint this? Or was it her idea?
What is that you're holding in the painting, Flora? Some people have been saying it's a knife.
Uh-huh.
Flora, this is your egg? Why do you keep it locked?
Is there supposed to be something in there? Or is it always empty? Is this your gramophone?
Do you know why it's cracked?
Is she mute? Was that one of the questions they should ask her? Are you mute? Can she literally not talk? Alright, well, I guess I'll see you later.
A little hand-painted statue.
How can you tell it's hand-painted?
Well, the paints are right there on the desk. Also, I mean, no offense, but you can just tell.
He's not very good at it. Oh, he's not very good at it. Painted model. A wooden carving of a man holding a sword. The model has been hand painted, but the paint is not skillfully applied. Yellow, blue, black, and white paints were found nearby.
The entire room is made of wood.
Oh, it's not just made of wood. I think it's the actual hull of a ship.
This reminds something like one of the rooms you would find in I'm not even gonna try and think of the name of that game. Yeah, I am actually. I'm gonna sit here for 30 minutes trying to think of the name of the fucking game. Walking simulator. It's a walking simulator. What game is it? I'm looking. Why can I never think of game names? What Remains of Edith Finch? That's the game. This looks like a room that would be in that game.
Nice. A real treasure chest.
How do you know there's treasure in there?
It is.
Why else would it be locked?
I mean, the egg was locked and there was nothing in there.
Plus, there's a treasure map hanging directly above it. What's the deal with that painting on the front?
Not sure. We should check that treasure map too.
Use the treasure map to discover the combination for the chest padlock. So on the bottom of there, the X marks the spot. It's sea monster. In front of the sea monster, it's palm tree and rock. So 3H. So we're going nautical direction. What? I don't understand the direction here. Is it pointing to the middle? Would it be 3I? 3IS? Or I4? I4S?
Nothing.
Did you check the treasure map for clues?
Fuck yeah, I did.
And what about that painting on the chest itself?
Yeah. Not stupid. Maybe it's I3S.
Still locked.
Are you kidding
I
me?
think there's a connection between the painting and the treasure
I
map.
know there is.
Like they're different versions of the same thing, maybe?
Am I not looking in the right area? It matches up. Sea dragon, palm tree, rock.
That
The
was.
padlock has 3 different inputs: a letter, a number, and a compass direction.
I just don't understand the compass
It's
direction.
just a grid reference for the map.
Butthole Tower.
That was.
The padlock is just a grid reference for the map.
That was.
The padlock is just a grid reference for the map.
That was.
No.
The padlock is just a grid reference for the map.
H3, I2, J3, I4. I don't understand it. Are we going to where the X marks the spot?
That
The
was.
padlock is just a grid reference for the map.
That
The
was.
padlock is just a grid reference for the map.
That
The
was.
padlock is just a grid reference for the map.
That
The
was.
padlock is just a grid reference for the map.
So it's not even I3 or 4.
That
The
was.
padlock is just a grid reference.
I got no idea.
Let's take a break.
I can't think carefully.
It's a drinking horn.
Is it full of ale? Or mead, maybe?
I'd say maid.
Right now, it's just full of dust.
Oh. A map with a dotted line and an X marked on it.
Can we look at it?
That's a very boring way to describe a treasure map.
Don't grump dump me.
The entire room is made of.
Oh, it's not just. I think it's the actual. What is it?
What is it?
He's an imp.
Are you sure?
What does he do?
Well, if you tell too many lies, he appears at the end of your bed in the middle of the night.
Oh.
Just like that, it makes sense.
It's a barometer, but it's broken.
I've never seen a barometer that wasn't broken.
I've never seen a barometer.
A pencil drawing of a mountain on a moonlit night.
Mood. You get a good view of the lake from here.
It's Earth.
If Earth was made of paper and gave off a gentle pink light.
Shouldn't that be the sun?
Puffer fish?
Yes. It's also a lamp, for some reason.
Can you imagine if this thing fell on you? Speaking
It's a
of
magic
lamp,
Can we summon the genie?
If we get really stuck, sure.
well, I'm stuck on that treasure map.
That's a massive conch shell. Do you think there's a little crab living inside?
Just a little teeny tiny one.
I hope so. Shelf junk.
An old wooden mask.
You'd be seeing stars for sure.
Probably cursed. A hammock. It's kind of worn out.
I would politely describe it as lived in.
A lot of redundant light sources in here.
There is. We got 2 open windows, 2 little lamp lights above the hammock, another window, another one. And you got the sun pufferfish, then you got the earth. Bro likes it bright in here. Yeah, he's sleeping. Nocturne, can you figure this shit out?
A real treasure.
How do you know?
Plus, there's a treasure map hanging.
Unless we're... I don't know. Are we going to the first sea dragon, then the second palm tree? F2, F4. There's no rock then. Well. I2. Then you'd be going back to D2. N2 east.
Nothing.
Did you check the treasure map? And what about that painting?
It's gonna be pissed if that was right. Oh, I forgot about the birds too.
Still locked.
I think there's a connection. Like they're different versions of the same.
I don't like this puzzle. It gives you very little. Try all the X's? I wouldn't think so. I think it has to do something with the painting here. What I'm confused about is the directional. Northeast, southwest. HE3.
That was incorrect.
The padlock has 3 different inputs: a letter, a number, and a compass direction. It's just a grid reference for the map.
Right. I thought it was I3. I3 or I4. But it's not. Because that's like the perfect layout, except for the birds.
That was incorrect.
The padlock has 3 different... It's just a grid reference for the map.
Yeah, I did I3E. I did I3 all directions, no, I did I4 all directions. Where do you get the west from, though?
That was
The
incorrect.
padlock has 3...
I'm just gonna try every single... If the dragon's looking at the mountain, he'd have to face west from that spot. But we're trying to find the treasure, so wouldn't the X be the treasure? This puzzle right here is stupid obnoxious. I remember being stuck on it the first time I played this game. I don't even know if I like could understand where the answer came from. Oh, please tell. H6W? Why? If you're at H6, facing west, the tree's in front of you. The dragon left and island right.
There we go.
God damn it, Nocturne. You figured it out. I still don't get it, but okay.
Perfect. What was in the box?
Nothing.
More wooden models.
Okay, at least there's something in there.
These are a little different to the one on the desk.
Painted models. There better be something in it. Well, it was a lot more difficult than the freaking egg puzzle, that's for damn sure. Model resembling a child with green hair, model resembling a woman with gray hair, model resembling a red and white bird, a model resembling a broad-shouldered man. The wooden models have been hand-painted. The paint is not skillfully applied. Okay. Bought a red paint and a brush laying nearby. The brush has some dried red paint on it. Now every time I think of red paint, I'm gonna think it's blood. Alright, time to wake up, bro.
Sir? Can you hear me?
Bro.
I'm Private Detective Grimoire. I have some questions for you.
Grimoire. Good.
That's such a cool
mysterious
detective name.
I'd rather like it. Felix Fellow at your beck and call.
And, this is my colleague, Sally.
Yeah, that's a perfectly good name as well.
But not as good as Grimoire.
If you would, Mr. Fellow, we really need to ask you about the murder.
Well, I must say I'm rather jealous of you two.
Oh, yeah?
Mother's of like an anime girl with blue hair.
Solving mysteries, exploring new places, uncovering secret rooms, hidden treasures. That's what life is all about.
Secret rooms?
Generally speaking, you know, that sort of thing.
So, Felix, what exactly do you, do?
Is it not obvious? I'm an explorer. Explorer/treasure hunter. Yes, well, best in the world.
We're talking like curse statues, spike pits.
It's a little more sophisticated than that. But I've certainly seen my share of danger.
Is there
if that's
sophisticated
that.
treasure hunting out there?
If I may ask, when did you retire?
You listen here. I may be between ventures right now, but it's simply not in my nature to stay in one place for too long. I go wherever the winds of destiny take me.
Don't you live here with your wife and daughter?
Yes, well, the Fellow family has certain loyalties, and with Flora the way she is...
Nothing wrong with raising a family, Mr. Fellow.
Don't misunderstand me. Fiona and Flora are my entire world. They...
Wait, do you realize
greatest
Flora's dead?
treasure of all.
No, it's not Flora.
Uh-huh.
I forget her name. Flora's a murder suspect, I guess.
Why on earth would you want to know about that?
The murder of Freya Fellow. The reason we're here?
Ah, right. Nasty business. Very unfortunate. I regret that I can't be of any help, but I wish you all the best in your investigation.
Hear that, Grimoire? We're done here. Let's go.
It's a simple question, Felix. Well, I'm sure you're up to it.
It's... Well,
It's
there's
kinda
not
shady.
much to tell. Mostly, I was
He's-
in my room by myself, working on Flora's,
He has a lot of
on a
avoidance
project.
going on.
Your room is quite close to Flora's tower. You didn't hear anything unusual?
What qualifies as unusual?
Are you kidding
What
me?
have you got?
What do you mean what qualifies as unusual? As in something that's not usual.
It was dusk. A feeling
here we go.
lingered in the air. Malevolent, perhaps. Uncertain, as life itself.
Abridged version, please.
Right, fine. I heard someone heading down the stairs, just outside my room. The footsteps were calm, orderly, so I thought nothing of it. Shortly afterward, I heard a second set of footsteps, going the same way. This time I could tell just from the sound that something was wrong. So I looked out into the hallway. I got a glimpse of Poppy disappearing down the staircase to the floor below. Didn't know what to make of it, to be honest. I thought perhaps she'd had a disagreement with Fitz, as I know those two are close. So I looked into his room, just in case, but it was empty, as was the garden beyond his window. Back in the hallway, I bumped into a very concerned-looking Penelope. She was heading up Fellow Tower to
Oh
find
my god,
Professor
there's
Pointer.
so many names are being
So I
thrown at me right
escorted
now.
We went into Flora's room. Poor Freya was laying on the floor. Fiona, Poppy, Fitz, and Pointer were there already. Flora too, of course. Soon enough, everyone else made their excuses and left.
Including you?
Not I. I stayed. Flora needed me.
Did she though? Did she really?
Dearest Flora, a remarkable woman. Oh, yes. Been married over 20 years now.
You two still get on?
Of course. What a question.
She hasn't gone quiet on you.
It's true she has an independent streak. She's had it her whole life. She's the youngest.
So she never talks?
Always something of a lone wolf, you know? Just the way she is.
Lone wolf is putting it lightly. She doesn't seem to want to talk to anyone.
She just likes time to herself, away from the company of other humans.
Other humans?
Well, yes, other people, you know.
Did she even say I do to you?
You're the one currently basking in his presence. You tell me.
Let's move on.
Please.
Uncommonly skilled as an artist, but Freya was so much more than her talent. She helped me get started with my own painting, you know. It taught me what she knew about wood carving, too. Tremendous patience. She was ever so good with dear Flora.
Freya and Flora were close?
Oh, yes, especially recently.
How are you related to Freya?
Somewhat distantly, as it happens.
Avoiding.
My father, Lord Fellow, was her grandfather. Technically, that makes her a fellow. Let's just say there was some discussion over whether she ought to carry the name at all. There's a family tree in the Grand Hall. You should take a look at it.
What about her inheritance?
Freya's parents died when she was around 3 years old. She came to live here shortly afterwards.
Nobody left her a thing?
I'm afraid not. She had no formal claim over anything at Tangle Tower.
Well, that sucks.
Charming, isn't it? Yes. Built by the Remington family originally. Dear Flora's father and his associates.
But now it's owned by you? By the Fellow family?
The Fellows and the Pointers have both come to claim a certain degree of ownership.
And who named it Tangle Tower?
Flora chose the name.
What does it mean?
I think it was her intention that it mean nothing at all. Something of a fresh start.
From what?
This really isn't for me to say, but she had some kind of disagreement with her siblings. After they moved away, Flora changed the name of the house. I think perhaps she hoped it would make them feel unwelcome, yes, less likely to come back.
That's kind of extreme.
Yes, it is rather, isn't it?
Yes. So the Pointers own one half of the building, and then the Fellows own the other half of the building? So both families own the same building that way? Can you do that? Can you, like, live in a place and have ownership over a half? Half each part?
What's this?
It's my case file. It's how I know what I'm supposed to be doing.
You mean to say you're bound by the limits of what's written in this little document? Sounds dreadful.
I find it comforting.
Rather ugly, isn't it, as far as statues go? Years of wind and rain have not been kind to it either.
Do you know what it is? The creature, I mean.
It's connected to the Remington family history.
It looks like a
in some
kappa.
way, but,
Kind of?
I can't recall. That looks like it might belong to Poppy.
Okay, damaged tape belongs to Poppy.
I'm as confused as you are. It would have been a beautiful painting.
I mean, it's still
rather
pretty.
A shame Freya was unable to finish it.
Nothing about it seems strange to you.
Well, all these modern paintings are slightly strange, aren't they? The emotion of the piece.
The
taking
classical
over from,
paintings are
say,
freaking strange.
Anatomical accuracy.
What about the knife in Flora's hand?
A knife? That's what you see?
You don't?
Well, as I was saying, Freya's artistic approach distorts certain shapes. Hard to say exactly what we're looking at.
So it's one of those, like, pictures where one person sees one thing and another person sees another?
It's unlike her to leave paint on the brush.
I think we'll get
She
that
died.
pass, given the circumstances.
Ah, yes. So we shall.
I don't know why she left the paint on the brush, because she died, dude.
Looks like Freya's paints.
Do you know why the pots are cracked down one side?
No, that's very odd. They're normally in excellent condition.
You seem pretty sure about that.
He does paint.
Does Flora normally keep something in here?
She must do, but I admit I've never managed to work out what.
Why not just ask her?
I feel like if somebody keeps something locked away in a ceramic egg, it's because they don't want to be asked about it.
Rules to live by.
Flora's quite fond of that old thing. It's in poor shape, though.
Do you know what happened to it?
Can't say I do. That looks like it might belong to Poppy.
So 2 Poppy things.
I've been carving for a couple of years now.
It doesn't show.
I was hopeless when I started, but it didn't take me long to master it, as you can see.
That's mastering?
Do you paint them yourself too?
I do indeed.
That awkward silence.
Freya kindly taught me the basics. Nowadays, I can make just about
The
anything I
basics.
can
You put paint on a brush and then
Of
you
course, this particular
sweep
model
the
is a
brush over
self-portrait
the
based
model.
On hard fact.
Hard fact, huh? So, you own a sword, Felix?
Of course. I own a great many. But my weapons are stored well away from Tangle Tower.
Of course they are.
Safety first and all that. You found it. What do you think, huh? I had to rush the final touches.
Yeah, we found it.
It turned out all right, though.
What's it supposed to be?
It's Flora, of course, surrounded by all her favorite people.
It is.
We already solved it.
Oh. I was looking at the smaller girl. I was like, that doesn't look like Flora. Okay. Never mind.
More maps?
No, they're just blank.
Oh.
So he's going to draw maps on there? Is that all this is?
We already solved it.
Just like a map that he drew himself? I guess it is. As is the one in the upper left corner. He said something about family tree. Yeah, we're here.
What is that?
I think it's a family tree.
Oh my god.
Lord Fellow.
Looks like he was married twice.
Scandal.
Scandalous.
Lady Fellow.
Do these people not have first names?
It's like Lady and the Tramp. Lady was the first name.
Selena Stonetop.
No family line. Apparently, she just appeared out of nowhere.
Weird.
Felicia Fellow.
Freya's mother.
Do you think she still lives here?
Damien Dusk.
Whoa. Is it too late to change my name to Detective Dusk?
Bro, you're Grimoire. Grimoire is
It's
amazing.
Freya's father. Do you think he still lives here?
Freya Fellow.
Do you think she still lives here? Nocturne?
The murder victim.
I'm going to say no to that one.
She's barely related to the main family at all.
I don't think she still lives here. In fact, hashtag too soon.
Flint Fellow.
A purebred fellow, if there ever was one. Married a randomer, though.
Do you think he still lives here?
Emily Everstone. Do you think she still lives here?
Jesus.
Fitz Fellow. Half fellow, half Everstone.
Do you think he still lives here?
No, but really, do you think Freya still lives here?
Felix Fellow.
We met him. He's one of the suspects. Flora Remington.
We met her. She's one of the suspects. Fiona Fellow. Dead center. She must be important.
She's half fellow and half Remington.
Do you think she still lives here?
I can't handle them right now. I can't handle it. I'm gonna find out more people so they don't keep saying that.
It's an illustrated book about birds.
It's been left open. Looks like somebody was halfway through reading it.
Or it was left open for us to find.
Ever so slightly unnerving.
Do you recognize that shape? Bird book, as opposed to bird box. The inkdip is a remarkably intelligent bird with a very long lifespan, even among avian mystids. Other birds are often aggressive towards it, and the inkdip lives most of its life alone. It has particular feeding habits and usually only eats the seeds of the Tantum amica, pictured. That right there looks like a parrot. I don't think it looks like a parrot. It does look like a specific bird with those 3 things on top of its head, though. So maybe what's your face is holding a feather, though. Not a knife.
Books about nature? Books about birds.
The shelves are about half empty.
Oh, so you're a the shelves are half empty kind of person.
You knew this already.
Sure. Why not build a science lab in the corner of the library?
The search for new knowledge. The archiving of old knowledge. It's downright poetic.
A chalkboard.
Is this a library or a classroom?
Oh, hell no. This better not be a puzzle.
Math equations.
Don't look at them for too long. You'll give yourself a headache.
Any idea what this means?
Not a clue.
Any idea what this means?
Not a clue.
Yeah, or we're out of
I'm
here.
not sure I learned anything from that.
It's because we're not smart.
A book on the floor. Fundamental entomology.
I guess somebody dropped it.
What's entomology? Nocturne.
A book on fundamental entomology.
I guess somebody dropped it.
Books about ancient history, I think.
These books are ancient history.
Entomology.
I think they'd crumble into dust if I tried to pick them up.
Good excuse.
Thanks. Books about geography.
Skip.
Yeah.
Books about
Insects?
insects.
Well, theoretically. There's not a single book on that shelf.
Oh.
A book? Fundamental entomology.
Fundamental insect studies?
I guess somebody dropped it. Books about space.
They're relatively untouched. Is that a snow globe?
Of sorts.
That's cool.
Hey, look at that.
Someone must be taking biology classes.
It's a model of Tangle Tower. There's the lake and those weird mountains. What are you thinking?
That would make an amazing souvenir.
Hold on. If there are mountains surrounding this place, how did we get in?
What's in those bottles?
I'm not sure. Soil samples?
Sure. Why not?
Okay.
The archive's downright poetic.
Books about nature?
Question mark? I think I looked at everything in here.
It's musty in here.
What exactly does that mean? What is must?
Must. You ask such stupid questions.
Oh.
Nice.
Curious. I would expect bacteria of that nature to thrive in these conditions.
Excuse me.
Taking all the environmental factors into account, there must be something I am still missing.
May I talk to you, miss?
She knows we're here. She just doesn't care.
I am a detective, and I need to talk.
Correction. You do not need to talk to me,
Oh no? How come?
because I am not a suspect. I am completely innocent of any and all crimes.
Thanks for letting me know.
Speaking of which, you have now been at Tangle Tower for over 23 minutes. Surely you have already reached a sturdy hypothesis.
Wow.
Hypothesis about the murder?
Yeah, come on, Gilmore, hurry up.
My apologies. Unfortunately, protocol dictates I must at least meet all the suspects. And that includes you. So, could you tell me your name?
Fifi Fellow, microbiologist, inventor, innovator.
Microbiologist.
You will need to be more specific. Oneself cannot be summarized in a single response without doing one a great disservice.
So true.
Well, first of all, you're a fellow. So does that make you the daughter of...
Correct. My father and mother are named Flora and Felix, but you need not question either of them. It will only waste valuable time. Neither of them are capable of murder.
Thanks for the tip.
Fifi, you said you were a micro... something?
Why
or
isn't
other?
she a detective?
Microbiologist, but it is an insignificant label. My studies cannot be categorized in any one recognized field.
What made you want to become a scientist in the first place?
I harbor an intrinsic fascination with the microscopic. I constructed my first one at age 10.
Constructed a microscope?
Correct.
And what's that thing on your head? Did you make that too?
My eyesight began to deteriorate when I turned 12. Not satisfied with the eyeglasses prescribed to me, I designed this custom lens instead. It automatically adjusts based on the surrounding light conditions.
Does it glow red when you get angry?
No, but that would be most amusing.
Does she seem autistic to you?
What can you tell me about the murder?
What can you tell me about... Wait, that's what I'm supposed to ask you.
Yes, however, you were too slow.
You fancy yourself a detective too, Fifi?
I just need to know what happened.
Me too. So talk.
Fine. I knew ahead of time that Freya was going to be busy with her painting all day, so I had planned to spend the afternoon with Poppy. I was in the library all morning preparing the equipment for an experiment, only to find out that Poppy had made other plans and she was in fact planning to ignore me completely.
Oh.
So what did you do instead?
I locked myself in my room and cried.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
Why?
I don't know, it just sounds kind of sad.
It is not unusual.
Oh.
You cry every day? Weird. It's not unusual for me to lock my door and cry.
I was in my room. The lights were off and the door was locked. Someone began banging on the door. I ignored it until the someone began shouting at me. I opened the door. Poppy came into my room. Her makeup was leaking. She told me Freya was dead. I did not believe it. I thought she was playing a trick on me, so I punched her in the face.
Oh my god.
She insisted that we go up the Flores
Why would
tower.
you just punch someone in the
room,
face?
And Poppy's father was waiting outside. He followed us upstairs. When I saw Freya lying on the floor, I was completely and utterly devastated.
I'm sorry. But can you imagine being all distraught, going into someone's room and saying so-and-so is dead, and them just punching you in the face because they don't believe you?
Then, I took a sample of the red paint on the unfinished painting. Poppy and I took the sample back downstairs to the library. We performed a test and found out that it was, in fact, blood.
You performed that scientific test immediately, even though you were feeling so upset?
Of course. Why would one affect the other?
Oh my gosh, this girl.
Name, Flora Fellow. Age, 44. Profession, unknown. Likes, unknown. Dislikes, unknown.
Wait a
Isn't
minute,
she your
profession
mother?
unknown.
How do you
She doesn't
not
even know her
anything?
mother.
I believe other people may have discovered methods of reaching her, but I have little capacity for interpreting nonverbal communication.
Have you tried sign language?
Has Flora been non-verbal?
She has always been quiet, willing to speak when necessary, but not more.
So what happened to make her stop talking entirely?
She suffered a great loss, something she has been unable to move beyond. Name, Felix Fellow. Age, 53. Profession, none. Likes, collecting objects of negligible monetary value and assigning them personal value. Dislikes, the inescapable realities of human existence.
I feel that.
Felix is my father and legal guardian.
And, is he a good dad?
I have no point of comparison, but I would say no.
No? Why not?
You asked me a binary question. Do not get upset that I provided one of the two possible answers.
What makes him a bad father, Fifi?
He has trouble expressing his emotions, and something of a willful detachment from reality.
Huh. Just like you, then.
Grimoire.
No, he is quite correct.
Oh, as long as he's correct.
Name, Fiona Fellow. Age, 19. Profession, amateur microbiologist. Likes, the meaningful archiving of information. Dislikes, the superfluous window dressing accompanying the majority of human contact. Notes, kindly disregard the polysyllabic form of my given forename and refer to me instead as Fifi.
How come you prefer Fifi?
How come you prefer Grimoire?
How are you related to the other fellows?
Fitz is my cousin. His father, a man named Flint, was my uncle.
Was?
I do not know if Flint is alive or not. He left Tangle Tower a long time ago.
And what about Freya? How are you related to her?
We share exactly one grandparent.
She uses big words that confuse me.
Name, Freya Fellow. Age, 19. Profession, artist. Deceased. Understand this. Most people find me difficult. They exhibit a noticeable degree of discomfort when talking to me.
I feel that.
There it is. Freya, who had a way of being an exception to any given rule, was not at all like this. She is very important, and I will not rest until I understand what has happened to her.
Did you spend a lot of time with Freya recently?
I will say this. In the past year, Freya became, 1, increasingly independent, and 2, increasingly isolated.
Do you know why?
I do not. If you are looking for a speculative, empathetic opinion, try asking Poppy instead.
The three of you are friends.
We are of a similar age, and all highly gifted. One scientist, one artist, and one musician.
Sounds like quite a team.
Hmm.
What is your opinion of Tangle Tower?
Oh, it's impressive. Elaborate gardens, unique architecture.
Must be worth a fortune.
Why do you ask, Fifi?
I am the heir of the Fellow family and the Remington family. This makes me the sole beneficiary of Tangle Tower.
That's quite an inheritance.
They can't
yeah.
make you do anything, Fifi. If you don't want the house, just tell them. Or just sell it. Who cares?
You sound like her.
Her?
I require facts. What do you know?
Well, we know Freya was stabbed with a knife, and then she fell.
Correction. She was stabbed with something. There was no knife found at the crime scene,
Apart from the one in the painting.
which as a mere abstract representation does not count. Nobody has ever been stabbed by the
Feather.
concept of a knife.
Yeah, Grimoire.
The statue itself does not interest me, but I do wish to know about those symbols on the harp. Have you deciphered their meaning yet?
We're working on it.
We are?
This belongs to Poppy. In fact, she owns a number of cassette tapes.
What happened to it, though?
It has been left underwater for an extended period of time.
Right, but why?
I do not know why.
You'd think it wouldn't play if it was underwater for a while.
Curious.
That's it?
Freya is normally highly skilled at capturing someone's likeness, but in this painting, she has accidentally made Flora look quite young.
I think she was just being kind.
Why is that kind? Anyway, I'm far more interested in what Flora is holding. I performed the test on the red paint myself. I discovered that it was in fact not paint, but blood.
What made you want to test it in the first place?
It was Poppy. She told me she thought the painting looked like a bloody knife. I told her not to be ridiculous. My mother owns no such knife. But then I noticed that the color was slightly too dark, and the substance itself was overly viscous.
You noticed that just from looking at it once?
Of course.
Brainiacs.
The red paint on the brush is not paint. It is blood. Same for the palette.
So Freya added the blood to the painting herself?
Or blood got on the brush and palette some other way?
I do not know the answer.
Hmm.
Fifi, did you test the red paint in this pot?
Yes, I did. I discovered it too was blood, not paint.
A whole pot full of blood?
Not
That's
a whole
gross.
pot. It is only partially full.
It's still
but
gross.
Still. Doesn't that freak you out?
No. In fact, it may be considered rather reassuring.
Why?
That belongs to my mother. I think she must be fond of eggs. There are a number of egg-shaped carvings to be found in the garden and in the Grand Hall.
Yeah, what's the deal with all the eggs?
Some people just like eggs.
Do you like eggs?
The gramophone belongs to Poppy, but I believe she gave it to my mother, and my mother often loaned it to Freya. Or maybe it is the other way around.
When did it get cracked?
I cannot pinpoint it exactly. All I know is that it must have happened sometime in the last 2 days.
Is she laughing?
Was that crack taped toward her?
A wooden carving of my father, made by my father. Although, now that I look at it, I do not understand how he was able to paint the red parts without any red paint.
Hmm.
It is a model of Freya, made by my father.
A model of Flora, you mean?
And a man with a beard. And a little red and white creature.
Why would my father make a model of Freya?
He likes her?
Do you know who was reading this book?
It belongs to my mother.
And she left it in the library?
No, my mother has not been in the library for some time.
Fifi's bedroom should be unlocked now.
Can't wait.
Oh, wow.
There's something about Felix's painting supplies. Something suspicious.
Let's ask him about it.
We just got in
There's
here.
something about the image of Flora in the painting.
Bro,
Something suspicious.
she's suspicious. Look at her. Look at her portrait.
Let's ask her about it.
Oh. Let's look around the room first.
Boxes. Of stuff.
Scientific formulas. Probably. I'll openly admit I have no idea what any of it means.
I don't know what that drink is, but I bet it's 99% sugar.
I'd read you the ingredients, but there's nothing written on the can.
That's even worse.
I wouldn't trust that.
A new suspect! Don't think you can get out being questioned just because you're a bear.
I'm innocent, I promise.
Oh my gosh.
Save it for the judge.
A poor bear.
Boxes. Of
Oh.
stuff.
That's a whole lot of books. It's a bed.
Barely. I don't know what that drink is, but I
I'd
bet
read you
that's even worse.
What's that big book on the desk?
Looks like something Fifi's been writing.
Is it a clue?
I hope not. It's just a bunch of notes about her microbiology experiments.
What's that big book on the desk?
No, look at the
I hope not. It's just a bunch of notes about her micro.
What's that big book on the
Looks
desk?
like
Is it
something.
a clue?
her
It's just a
chips.
bunch
She's
of
been
notes
eating
about-
chips.
What's that big book?
Looks like something.
Wow.
I hope it's just a bunch of notes about her micro.
It's a magnifying glass. A big one.
How come you don't have one of those?
Why? Because I'm a detective? Should I start smoking a pipe too?
Heck yeah. We're one of those fedoras.
You couldn't pull off a pipe.
A pretty ornate window with a great view of the lake.
You can see the lake through all those papers.
We're supposed to be looking for clues, not assessing the real estate value.
And over here, you'll see the owners use sheets of paper to block out all that unnecessary natural light. A simple trick, but it really transforms the space. It looks like a microscope, a big one.
Can I touch it?
Touch it.
I'm not sure this is a microscope.
Oh no. Horizontally slide the 4 magnifying lenses to the correct positions. What? So you're the freaking biggest, right? Yeah. You're the smallest. Do they have to be the same level? this thing's huge. Oh, you're huge. What the hell? If I paid attention, I would have noticed the plus signs and the minus sign. These puzzles are all confusing. Except for the egg so far. I feel like that's a little bit close. It has to be 2 or 3 at the front. This is getting me nowhere. I wonder two of them have to overlap.
I guess that's wrong.
The four lenses all have different magnification strengths, so they must each have a specific position along the rail. I don't know if they need to like align exactly like it looks down there. Did I get it? Is this it?
No, that was it.
Hot dang. How long did it take me, Nocturne? About 30 minutes?
Nice work. Sounds like it unlocked.
Yeah, it's built on top of a little metal box. There's a book in here.
Secret diary. A well-used book resembling a diary. It's locked with a strange metal device. That sucks.
Stuff Fifi's thrown away.
You gonna rummage through the trash can?
Evidence.
No, that is quite beneath me.
Evidence?
I give it 5 minutes before you're in there.
Fifi's got something pinned up here.
What is all this?
Is Fifi trying to solve the mystery with math equations?
Maybe. Did you ever try that? Maybe it works. Who is that?
No idea. I think that's supposed to be Felix.
Oh my god. She's got us.
Is that supposed to be me? Why do I look so angry?
That's just the face you make when you're thinking.
Look at his face. It matches.
Does make you wonder, though. When did Fifi draw all this? Who is that?
No idea.
Why isn't Sally on here? Oh, is this her?
That's you, Sally.
What? I do not look like that. Do I?
That's gotta be Flora.
Alright, well.
Did you notice who isn't on here?
What's her face that drew it? The girl that died?
Freya?
Mm-hmm. And Fifi herself. Crystal chandeliers. Extra fancy.
I don't know. They just seem old-fashioned to me. Plus, they're kind of dusty.
That's a whole lot of books.
I think that's all we'll get out of here.
My daughter Fiona, our little burgeoning genius. You've met her?
We did. She's going by Fifi these days.
So I've heard. I asked her some weeks ago, what's wrong with your real name? She told me, get this, she wanted a name with an even number of syllables. She makes up the strangest things when she's under pressure.
What
I swear it
makes you
sounds like
think she made that
autism.
up?
I happen to know the real reason she prefers Fifi over Fiona.
Oh, yeah?
It's what Freya called her.
I'm sorry, I can't keep track of these names. There's Flora, Felix, Fifi, and Freya. Fifi is also Fiona. Why are there so many F names?
Where did you find that?
It was in the library.
Really? How odd.
How is a book found in the library odd?
Why would someone lock up a book like that?
We think it's a secret diary.
Aha! Teenagers are funny, aren't they?
Yes, they are.
So, about this paint we found in your room.
Nothing suspicious about it. I used it to paint, obviously. Totally normal thing to do.
We never said it was suspicious.
Come on then, out with it. What exactly are you accusing me of?
Not to hurt you. It's not the right color, it has the wrong lid on it. It's not your paint pot. I mean, it's red. It's not that I like you too much, it's just that you're my only viewer half the time, so. I don't want you getting the wrong idea. I'm scaring you away.
It's not your paint pot. Did you take it from somewhere else?
What on earth? It's definitely mine. I even have proof. Look, the lid matches the ones on all my other paint pots. End of discussion.
That's not the end of the discussion.
We need a clue to compare with Felix's red paint. Something to prove who it actually belongs to.
Something to compare directly with the red paint pot. Phrase paints. This one's different.
Let's take a closer look at this.
Freya's red paint pot. Was stolen and replaced with Felix's red paint pot? It's not the lids that were swapped. Were the lids swapped to hide it? Maybe it was.
Freya's red paint pot was stolen and replaced with Felix's red paint pot, but the lids were swapped to hide it.
That red paint is from Freya Supplies, not yours. Swapping the lids doesn't hide what you did.
Why are you bothering me about paint anyway? And none of this is connected to your murder.
Isn't it? Because the freaking red paint was blood, dude. Oh my gosh. Was used to destroy, was used to fill out, contain no anything else. Somehow fill. Okay. This red paint pot was somehow filled with blood. Before Freya used it to paint Flora.
This red paint pot was somehow filled with blood before Freya used it to paint Flora.
Oh, that's definitely something.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, it is.
Fine. Here's the story. I was busy working on a project when I suddenly realized I had run out of red paint. There was a certain amount of time pressure, so I politely asked Freya if I could borrow hers. Just for a little while, you know, perfectly reasonable request.
But she said no.
I tried to explain why I needed it, but she didn't seem to care. So, well, I took Freya's red paint pot and swapped it with my own empty one.
You went into her room?
Not my proudest moment, but it's just paint. I didn't touch anything else.
And the paint pot you left behind was definitely empty?
Quite. I have absolutely no idea how it got blood in it, if that's what you're asking.
Why were you in such a hurry to get a hold of red paint anyway?
I was trying to finish this in time for Flora's birthday. I needed red to paint the final details.
Could you not have just used a different color?
Out of the question. It had to be red and white.
If you managed to finish it, why haven't you given it to Flora yet?
Well, I decided against it in the end. After what happened, seemed a bit insensitive.
Fair enough. Aren't you?
We met Felix, your husband. He's one of our suspects, and he seems pretty suspicious if you ask me. So, if you want to stick up for him...
He's trying to get a
now's your
rise
chance.
out of her.
Nice try. We spoke to your daughter Fifi. She's some kind of super intelligent scientist. You must be proud of her.
Uh-huh.
What do you think of your husband's hobby?
Do you have any hobbies? You haven't seen this yet, have you?
It's a little model of you. Who are the other people next to you?
Oh my god. I feel like she's stuck up.
Have you seen this book before? Do you know who it belongs to?
I really thought she was gonna say something there.
Have you ever seen the sun? She looks like a vampire.
So, this painting, specifically that knife in Flora's hand.
Yeah, it's creepy. But we didn't find a knife anywhere in the room. So what's going on?
It's not a knife.
It's not a knife. We need a clue to compare with the painting. Something to explain what that knife shape actually is.
When you have hair that long, it can be stuck up. Choke someone out with like hair that long.
Let's take a closer look at this.
The painted knife. The painted knife was created by a feather from a golden insect. Makes sense, right? Right? The painted knife is actually just a feather from an ink-tip bird.
The painted knife is actually just a feather from an ink-tip bird.
It's definitely the right shape, but the book's not in color. The thing Flora's holding in the painting is red and white, specifically. Is there anything to suggest that the ink-tip bird is red and white too?
Yes, there is.
This little thing? I don't understand why Felix would make a model of this bird as part of a gift for Flora. And come to think of it, why would Flora be holding a feather in the painting anyway?
Oh man. The ink-dip bird betrayed Flora, so she ate several birds as a bargaining chip. Yeah? Yeah? The ink-dip bird was Flora's pet, so she kept a single feather? Do you remember it, Boy?
The ink-tip bird was Flora's pet, so she kept a single feather to remember it by.
She kept the bird as a pet. And it died?
Maybe it flew away.
Flora spends all her time staring out the window.
Either way, she kept the feather. I think it was pretty important to her.
All right, so she was holding the feather while Freya was painting her. But where is it now? You'd think she'd keep it somewhere close by.
Yeah, I think she does. Normally. This is where Flora usually keeps her feather.
The egg.
But we opened it. It's empty.
Mm-hmm. Completely empty.
I feel like we're getting nowhere. Oh. You gonna say something?
Flora? She's pointing at something in the corner of the room.
It's just a pile of books. They're not... Wait, there's something tucked inside this one.
Flora's drawings. Drawings of Flora and a small bird. There's a handwritten message on the back. These are for you. Love, Freya. Okay. I feel like that didn't really do much. Freya's room.
A pillow with a paw print pattern.
It's a cushion.
Yeah, but that doesn't illustrate.
True.
Brushes, pencils.
They're clean, but they look pretty well used. That painting is really something.
Why would you want it looming over your bed like that?
Maybe Freya enjoyed the atmosphere it creates.
It's creepy. It looks like a volcano.
The atmosphere of chaos and oppression?
Hang on. There's a smaller version down by the floor.
It's a photograph.
Photo of painting. A small photograph of Freya's abstract painting. A piece of adhesive tape is stuck on it. Lines have been drawn with black ink around the edges. Is that supposed to be a person? Kinda looks like a person. With like hair on top? I don't know.
Painting supplies.
It's a fish, I think?
I think it looks more like a whale.
I think it looks more like a fish.
Fine, it's a whale.
Looks like a fish.
Could also be a shark.
I guess it could. The fin shape.
Freya's bear.
Looks pretty depressed.
It's because she's dead.
He's had a rough couple of days.
Just little trinkets.
Let's leave them alone.
It's a little wooden box for paintbrushes.
To the casual observer, maybe.
Hmm? Oh no.
They're not real paintbrushes. Looks like they're part of some kind of lock mechanism.
Can I move these? I can move these. Excuse me? Okay. Swap the brushes into the correct order, arrange the paper to find a clue. Whatever this clue is, I got no fucking idea. Do you understand this clue? Orange.
Nothing.
Did you find a hint on those scraps of paper? It looks like a ripped up jigsaw puzzle.
Yeah, I know. So there's 6. I feel like the third one's right then. Maybe?
There we go.
Perfect. What was in the box?
God, they're like brain teasers. Good lord. Hidden object games are way easier than these.
Just a photograph. Well, most of a photograph.
Oh, there's someone else. Ripped photo. A photograph of two young girls, one with red hair, the other with green hair. Photo's a large piece missing. Seems to have been ripped off. I bet that's Poppy.
Freya's plants. They must not need sunlight?
What do you mean? There's sunlight right there from the lamp.
And there's no natural light in here at all.
I like it.
Drawings taped up on the wall.
What's that one on the left?
Looks like two people standing together in a garden. One of them's holding
Is it
a red
Adam and
rose.
Eve? One of them's holding a red apple. Freya's drawings. A drawing of a man standing with a woman in a garden. He's holding a red rose. A drawing of Fifi. A drawing of a person wearing a cloak. Hawkshaw.
Do you think this was always supposed to be a bedroom?
I don't know. It is kind of a weird shape.
No windows either. It's Freya's bed. A little bit messy.
It's a perfectly healthy amount of messy.
Yeah.
It's a little glass box.
I think it's a vivarium.
Loads of vivarium.
Come again?
See the leaves and twigs in there? Might have been for keeping insects.
Not the kind of lamp I choose for my bedroom, but fair enough.
It's cool. Looks like old mining equipment or something.
Do you think this was always
Oh.
no windows either? Freya's plants. They must
Alright.
not need... Did Freya paint those animals on her ceiling?
They're kind of simplistic.
Maybe she painted them when she was younger.
Could she reach that high when she was younger?
Even though we're halfway up a tower, someone's been tracking in mud from outside.
Hmm. Do you say anything about the pipes?
Do you think this was always
No.
no windows either? Do you think
I
this
don't
was
know.
no windows either?
Alright.
Sheet music. It's handwritten.
That's a lot of notes. Looks pretty difficult.
Probably why they're on the floor. Oh, whatever it is, it's playing a little trumpet.
I was talking about the broken
Well,
glass.
it is the music room. He's got to practice.
What's with all the broken glass?
Yeah. Orange statue. A shiny statue of a strange creature holding a large horn. I'm telling you, it's a kappa. There's a noticeable crack running along the length of the statue's horn. Inside the horn and on the ground below are various shards of cracked glass. There's a lot of cracks in this game. This game's on crack.
Are they paper lanterns?
Whatever they are, I like them. It's like a little parade of floating spirits.
There's no lights in them though, is there?
There's a faded mural on the wall.
When I was a kid, I never knew the difference between a mural and a mosaic.
You still don't know, do you?
No.
Me either.
Who plays the violin, I wonder?
It's pretty dusty. So I'm guessing nobody.
Hmm.
There's a faded mural.
When I was a kid, I never.
You still don't know.
No.
This looks like a banjo.
One old wooden bookcase.
Yep.
25 dry old books.
Mm-hmm.
4 lit candles.
Is she writing this down?
Yeah.
Am I the only one seeing the problem?
The candles near the books.
Smells like a forest in here.
It's one of those big pianos with the open lids.
Don't touch it.
Why not?
Might be haunted.
Hmm. She looks frightening.
A ghost.
Sally! That's rude! Unless she is a ghost.
It may come as a disappointment, but I am alive.
Ah,
That makes you a suspect, I'm afraid.
I know.
what's your name?
My name is Poppy. I'm a pointer. And a pianist.
We'll need to ask you a few questions about Freya.
I know.
Hey, you're pretty good.
All in the wrist. And 13 years of dedicated practice. I'm just me. There's nothing to know.
How are you related to the other pointers?
My father is Percival Pointer.
She reminds me of that
Professor.
chick
Spends most of his time hidden away
Wednesday
in his tower.
from the Addams
Never speaks
Family.
to anyone these days. Especially not the fellows.
Do you get on with the fellows?
2 of them. Fifi and Freya are my closest friends.
Her hair is
We
also
all
incredibly
changed
long.
19 last year.
Do people ever leave Tangle Tower? I don't mean to be rude. It's just, if you're 19...
You don't have to answer that, Poppy.
It's a fair question. I'd like to move away. Definitely. Fifi, Freya, and I would often talk about it, argue about it. Freya wanted to leave, but Fifi... Things are more complicated for her.
What about now?
After what happened, I really don't want to stay here much longer.
She looks shell-shocked. Like she's seen a ghost.
3.5
Or a dead
hours of
person.
Piano practice. Soon as I wake up. Same as always.
3.5. Does that not hurt your hands?
Sure.
And you do this in the music room?
No, I prefer to practice in my room. When I make mistakes, I like to make them in private.
What did you do after that?
I was supposed to meet Fifi in the library, but I totally forgot. When I finally got down there, she'd already gone. I checked her bedroom, but it was locked.
Was Fifi not in there?
No idea. She keeps her door locked either way. So I went back upstairs and out into the moonlight garden.
The what?
The little garden on the roof outside my room.
Was it just you up there?
No. Fitz came outside after a while. His room's on the other side. He's been teaching me about flowers.
So, did you talk to him?
Not really.
You ignored each other.
I didn't say that.
Did you talk? No. Did you ignore each other? No. Maybe.
Fitz and I were up in the moonlight garden most of the afternoon. Then we heard this sound. Lasted about 3 seconds. I've been trying to decide how to describe it, but I'm struggling. It was like something drilling into a piece of metal, but different. Worse. I was pretty sure it was coming from Flora's tower, so we went up there to check. Her door was locked. Nobody was answering. I knew Freya and Flora were both supposed to be in there, so I made Fitz kick down the door. I went inside. Freya was lying
Well,
on the
alright
floor.
then.
Flora was in the room too?
Yeah. I think she realized what had happened at the same moment I did. I didn't know what to do, so I ran downstairs to get Fifi. Her door was still locked, but I knocked and shouted at her. Eventually, she let me in. The lights were off, but I could see she'd already been crying. I told her what had happened. She didn't believe me. She got angry. First time I've ever seen her angry. I dragged her out into the hall. My father was there too.
She
for some
forgot to
reason.
mention she got
The
punched
three
in the
of us went
face.
back up to Flora's tower. Then Felix arrived. He had Penny with him. Fifi had this idea. She wanted to do some kind of scientific test. She took me down to the library. We were in there about 15 minutes. After she was done, she went back upstairs and I went back to my room.
That's it?
That's it.
Hmm.
Needless noise from tongues expel, unless within the mouth they dwell. The spoken word, unfit for dealing with the shifting form of feeling. Stand unblinking in the face of taciturn and soundless space.
So she's a pianist and a poet. Alright.
Foregone drifter, holding fast. Days as shadow seeker past. Is it bravery or surrender? Accepting that your world will render nothing darker than the gloom. Some four walls make round a room. Between the lips a silver spoon, a story written all too soon. The chosen dwelling of her heart, unjustly chosen to depart. Lost her liberation lays in the center of a maze. Hard of head, but free of mind, unimprisoned, unconfined. With starry eyes, she sees beyond, behind our walls, beneath our pond. A soul untied, it's hers, it's free. Was then, is now, will ever be.
Aww.
That's me. I'm on a list of murder suspects. Always thought that would be kinda cool, but it's just tedious.
Falls a little short, doesn't it?
So there are two families living in Tangle Tower?
Mm-hmm. 3 pointers and 5 fellows. 4 fellows.
What's the connection between them?
There isn't one. Not really. It was all built by the Remington family. Flora is a Remington, originally. So was Primrose, my mother. She married into the Pointers, and Flora married into the Fellows.
So the Fellows and the Pointers own the house now?
Flora owns the house. Depending on who you ask, that means her husband Felix owns it too.
What about your father?
His claim over the house kind of fell apart after my mother left.
Where's your mother now?
No idea. There's something I noticed about Freya's knife wound.
Hit me.
From what we could tell, the blade went in at an exact right angle, perpendicular to Freya's body. And there's only one small pool of blood. Nothing on Freya's hands, or anywhere else. The whole thing is just a little too peaceful.
So, a straightforward stabbing while she was painting?
What do you make of the statue?
I know that's the only harp in the whole of Tangle Tower. I've never actually seen a real one.
Maybe it's from before your time.
Oh, definitely. You see how old this statue is?
What about the symbols? One of them looks like piano keys.
Yeah, weird. This is mine.
Really?
No, well, yes, it was. I gave it to Freya about a year ago.
What was on it?
Nothing. It was blank. Freya said she wanted to record something.
Any idea how it ended up underwater?
Maybe someone wanted to destroy it, but got really lazy.
I feel like a tape being underwater would destroy it though.
Don't you think that's weird? That the letter isn't addressed to anyone? Or signed by anyone?
Someone's being deliberately secretive.
Or they're trying to manipulate you. When I first saw it, I thought it looked like Flora was holding a knife with blood on the tip.
You don't think that anymore?
No, it was a stupid thing to say. The room was dark. I was in shock. I'm just an idiot.
But it was blood on the tip. If you hadn't said anything, maybe Fifi wouldn't have checked.
Exactly. It's stupid.
But we would have missed out on an important clue.
Is it a clue? Really? Tell me how it's a clue. Tell me how it helps. Nothing about the knife makes any sense. It's just freaking everyone out. Wish I'd never said anything. Freya would always load up the palette with all the exact colors she was gonna need. I think it helped her zone out and focus on the actual painting itself. Like getting all your sheet music lined up before playing a long piece.
Right. So the blob of black paint in the middle, that was for painting Flora?
Flora's dress, yeah. She wears even more black than I do. Why is the glass cracked down one side?
Natural wear and tear, maybe?
No way. Freya took good care of her stuff. What was inside?
Nothing.
Huh. It was my mother's originally.
So, why is it up in Flora's room?
She just gets the most use out of it. Freya would borrow it too sometimes.
Why is there a crack in it?
Does this belong to you, Poppy?
Now that's not really my style, is it?
But who else would own a tape like this?
Literally anybody? Whose paints are those?
They belong to Felix, I think.
She seems shocked.
Is that supposed to be Flora?
Possibly?
Oh, how nice. That belongs to Flora, I think. Is that Fifi's diary? I'm sure I've seen it in her room before.
That's where we found it.
Have you ever read it? Do you know what's written in there?
Nope. I'm sure she wouldn't appreciate me invading her privacy.
I thought you and Fifi were close friends.
Yeah, we are. It's just Fifi's gotten kinda impatient with me recently.
Do you know why?
I'm not sure.
I'm sure she'd tell you if you asked.
Oh, she would. She'd give it to me straight. Probably why I've been avoiding it. How sweet. I think everybody sees something different.
Did Freya ever tell you what she saw in it?
Not exactly. She said something about it being from a recurring nightmare.
Sorry, but if it was from a nightmare, why would you paint it and leave it in front of your bed?
Maybe she wanted to take control of it. Giving something a physical form can make it easier to deal with. Well, sometimes.
This is a photo of Fifi and Freya, right?
Yeah,
How come you're not in it? You're friends with them too, aren't you?
I'm not really one for photographs.
Fifi looks like she really admires Freya.
Fifi's loyalty to Freya is unshakable. Hey, that's me. Not a bad likeness.
It looks like you're standing in a rose bush.
Is there something wrong with that? Don't look at me. I didn't break it.
Does anybody else use the music room?
Yes. I don't know who, but I can tell when somebody else has touched the piano.
Interesting.
All right. Poppy's bedroom is unlocked.
I wonder what's in there.
Nocturne, what do you think this looks like? Could be a giant vulture up top. The right side of it looks like a vulture's face.
Oh, thank goodness, there are 7 lit candles.
And no one in the room.
Wouldn't want it to be dark in here. There's a name for this kind of piano. You know, these ones that stand upright. Sheet music, presumably for piano.
It's only a few notes. I'd barely even call that music.
Yeah, it's been framed though. Must be important for some reason.
Sheet music. The sheet music has been framed and is decorated with delicate, old-fashioned illustrations.
It's an octopus.
No, it's not.
It's a squid.
It has 6 legs, not 8. Don't say it.
It's a sectopus.
Sextopus.
A big glass door leads out into a garden. Somehow.
There's a little mechanism by the handle.
Slide the lid open, and then move the tiles into the correct slots. I don't think I can do this yet.
I guess we'll come back later.
Various handmade posters.
What do you think those symbols mean?
Well, I'll leave you to it. Oh, thanks, buddy. Always count on you to walk away during a rough patch.
Hopefully, nothing.
It's a metronome for keeping time.
It's ticking. Is it a bomb?
It's supposed to be ticking.
Is it a bomb?
Not sure what those symbols are, though.
So dramatic. Use the buttons to rotate L4 metronome dials up to the hoop at the top. This dude. I love their banter. Alright, use the buttons to rotate all 4 metronome dials up to the hoop at the top.
I did it. What do I win?
Not bad. What happened?
I broke it.
A little hatch unlocked in the back.
Anything in there?
Mm-hmm. It's a photograph. Part of a photograph.
Oh, Poppy? That's not Poppy. Ripped photo shows a young girl with blonde hair and pink clothes. Maybe it is Poppy. Is it Poppy? Girl in the photo is using a bright pink cassette player with matching head. It is Poppy. Unless it's someone we don't know.
There's something about that pink cassette tape. Something suspicious.
Let's ask Poppy about it.
Something suspicious.
A single red rose. How very traditional.
Yeah, weird.
That is the bed of a vampire.
I thought vampires slept in coffins.
This is a vampire who needs firm support for their lower back. Just a bunch of clothes on the floor. Nothing weird about that.
To you.
That?
Yeah.
This is a vampire who needs firm support. Anything in the drawers?
Nothing you need to know about.
A lamp. It is most definitely turned off. Anything in the wardrobe?
Dresses mostly. I never realized there are so many shades of black. Gloomy.
But roomy.
Gloomy but roomy.
empty.
I think that's about it. You know, I want to say yes, but I don't think there is. Black is no color at all, so any color means it's not black. Yeah, true. Also talking about like blackish purple and blackish other colors. But yeah, pure black is no color. Or is white no color? Isn't white no color? White reflects all colors. So when you go into a white room, are you like, wow, it's really colorful in here? Would that be appropriate?
Yeah, it's mine.
Can you play the tune for us?
Sure. It's literally 8 notes. I have it memorized.
Wait a minute, what?
Yeah, it's mine.
8 notes.
Can you play the tune for us?
Sure. It's literally 8 notes. I have it memorized.
Okay, for some reason I thought she played like more.
I don't know what that is.
Weird, considering we found it hidden in your room.
Well, my room is full of junk. There's probably a bunch of stuff hidden in there. I don't mean like... Please stop talking to me.
I need to confirm something with you, Poppy.
Confirm away.
What can you tell us about this cassette tape? Is it yours?
It belongs to Freya. She liked to have music playing while she was painting, you know.
And do you know what kind of music is on this tape?
No idea. Acid jazz?
It's piano music. Sounds an awful lot like your music, to be honest.
Sure it doesn't belong to you?
Why are we even talking about this? Cassette tapes have been redundant for a good few years now.
The tape was found.
Few
at the crime
years.
scene. It was in the
Longer
gramophone.
than that.
It's not mine. I'd never own anything like that.
Why not?
Not my color.
Few decades, more like. You used to like these colors.
You used to like these colors.
Ridiculous.
We need a clue to compare with the cassette.
She's being
Something
ridiculous.
that proves Poppy used to like these colors.
Poppy used to like these colors. Should have been named Poopy instead. Damn.
Let's take a closer look at this.
The pink cassette tape. Found in the garden matches the pink cassette player. Used by Poppy in this old photo.
The pink cassette tape found in the garden matches the pink cassette player used by Poppy in this old photo. Almost. Maybe just
Pink cassette tape found in the garden matches the pink cassette player. It's not found at the crime scene. We didn't find the pink cassette player in Poppy's old right. We found the photograph.
The pink cassette tape
That's not it.
found in the garden matches the pink cassette player that was found in Poppy's room. Now,
So this one's right. I think this was found at the crime scene, wasn't it? It was in the gramophone.
the pink cassette
Yeah.
tape found at the crime scene matches the pink cassette player used by Poppy in this old photo.
That is not me.
Yeah, it is. I'll prove it.
Oh no. Oh no. Alright, there we go.
You look a little different, but Fifi and Freya
A
are
little
pretty
different?
recognizable. Clearly a photo of you with your two best friends. Why'd you tear it up and then hide it?
I think the answer is pretty straightforward.
The photo proves Poppy is a murderer. Excuse me?
Poppy doesn't want to look like that anymore.
That's it. Makes this whole thing seem kind of irrelevant.
Maybe.
It is
depends on the
irrelevant.
reason.
The reason she doesn't want to look like that anymore?
The passage of time is a powerful thing.
Hold on. This means that pink cassette tape does belong to you, Poppy.
It used to. I recorded some piano music onto it and gave it to Freya as a gift. Years ago.
Freya could have easily been listening to this tape at the exact moment she was killed. There's gotta be a connection between the tape, the gramophone, and the murder.
There's one other thing I want to know. How did it get that crack down the middle?
I have no idea.
Hmm. I'm gonna ask her about her diary.
Name, Poppy Pointer. Age, 19. Profession, oh. Apparently Poppy has defaced my notes. Under profession, I had of course originally written pianist, but she has crossed that out and written the ghost of Christmas yet to come.
Makes sense. I think.
A book. My book.
And what's in it?
Pages. Freya drew these,
Yeah, I think so. There's a note on the back.
but she never showed them to me.
Well, I think it was a gift for your mother. Like a private thing between Freya and Flora.
She's like, what? Private?
I believe Freya was attempting to communicate something through this painting.
Any idea what it was?
I am not the person to ask. All I see is a blood-red mountain with angry storm clouds brewing above it. As such, I cannot ascertain any meaning from it whatsoever. This photograph is my favorite photograph.
So, why'd you rip it in half?
That was not me. Besides, it was not a half that was ripped off. It was only a third.
Wow. I can't deal with her.
There is a drawing of me, a drawing of Detective Hawkshaw, and a drawing of Poppy and Fitz.
Is that unusual?
Why did Poppy leave shards of glass all over this statue?
What makes you think it was Poppy?
The statue lives in the music room. Who else would it be?
Someone else goes in that music room, though.
An item from Poppy's childhood. Her earliest piano lessons hold some special significance for her.
Why's that?
No idea. She has never graced me with the details, and I am not forthcoming enough to ask.
You two are friends, right?
We are, yes.
But...
It is clear to me now that Poppy has become tired of my company.
is it anything to do with Freya?
Oh, no. The changes in Poppy's mood have nothing to do with Freya. Her concerns simply lie elsewhere.
Who is that in the photo?
I'm quite sure that I have no idea.
We already know it's Poppy.
There's something about that diary we found in Fifi's room.
Uh-huh.
Something.
Suspicious. I like how he says it.
Let's ask her about it.
It's suspicious. We did ask her about it. What are you talking about?
Is this your diary, Fifi? We found it in your bedroom.
Of course it is mine. Ridiculous
Sus.
question.
Why is it locked up like that?
You seriously require an explanation. Very well. A fairly common concept, the so-called secret diary, is favored in particular by girls between the ages of 10.
So, there are secrets written in here?
This particular diary is unused.
It
Why is there a
look
lock on it?
unused.
It's Fifi's diary and she has written in it. It's not a diary at all. It's somebody else's diary? Oh.
It's somebody else's diary.
How could you arrive at that conclusion? It is kept
I
in
don't know.
my bedroom. It is mine.
You stole it.
We need a clue to compare with the diary. Something to prove who the original owner was.
Uh-oh. Ow. Oh.
Let's take a closer look at this.
This blue book. This secret diary. Is somewhat similar to. This blue book didn't know about the secret diary. It's weird because it's off color. Is it the same thing? It should be the same thing.
This blue book
Yeah.
is the same thing as the secret diary, which proves it belonged to Freya.
You were hiding
It's just the
Freya's
color
diary
that
in
was
your
throwing me
room,
off.
and you kept it locked too.
Why would I do either of these things?
Well, let's see. So, I don't know. Maybe the photograph was faded or something. Fifi didn't want anyone to see personal secrets. -3 points from the view score for Fifi's that everyone knew about. Fifi didn't want anyone to see personal secrets that everyone knew about. Yeah.
Fifi didn't want anyone to see personal secrets within Freya's diary.
Is this true, Fifi?
I know Freya was your friend, but if you're trying to hide something,
You did not know Freya, so this might be difficult to understand. She did her own thing, in her own way. By concealing Freya's written accounts, it is simply my intention to preserve her innocence.
Innocence?
might be easier if you just let us read the diary, Fifi.
Very well. I will open it. However, as you read it, please remember, Freya was the most kind and the most wise person I have ever known.
All right.
Let us
Fifi
be the judge of
unlocked
that.
your Diary.
Finally. What's in there?
Nothing. Secret diary. It's back. In the flesh this time. Was it me? Did I let it out? I should rip up that painting. Soulbearer works. Impressive little thing. I have 2 now. Need 2 more. Found my way into the middle. Surprisingly simple compared to the harp. I saw them. All 5. Eyes blacked out. Despite everything, I still have a promise to keep. I'll do my best. She could do with a little company. That makes no sense whatsoever. Any of that. Any of that. I don't know why I read it. Alright. Bird woman.
A rather magnificent bush, somewhat cruelly confined to a stone pot.
There's a letter P carved into the side. Check out that butterfly.
Looks evil.
Wow, judgmental.
And a little writing desk. It's kind of cute.
With an evil looking butterfly nearby.
There's nothing written in the book, although someone's torn a page out of the middle.
Bird diagrams, hand painted.
They're beautiful. Someone really knows their stuff.
What's with those little windows down there?
I think they're there for draining rainwater.
Oh,
Oh.
They're bird cages. But the birds are coming and going freely.
is that a metaphor?
Oh, it totally is. They're bird cages.
Okay.
Birds
Is
are.
that a metaphor?
Oh, it totally is. I don't like mirrors. They steal your soul.
How do you get your hair so symmetrical without using a mirror?
I do it by weight. I can feel if one side is heavier than the other.
Okay.
An especially fancy cage.
And it's home to 3 especially fancy birds.
Birds in cage. 3 brightly colored birds in a heavy ornate cage. They look really cramped. At least the big yellow one does.
I feel like I'm standing in a giant bird cage.
It's because you are.
Does this count as being outdoors?
I think so.
Yeah. No. Doesn't matter.
I think so.
Oh, just beautiful. What?
This lady.
is it?
Huh?
Sort of a delicate jade, but with a little seafoam green, is that right?
Sorry?
Your hair, dear! Which shade do you use? It's lovely! And that shape, you're really pushing the envelope.
Oh, thanks. I do what I can to offset Grimoire's beige on brown ensemble.
Detectives don't need to be brightly colored. We prefer to blend into the background.
Oh, you're the detective? Delightful. Penny Pointer, pleasure.
Is that short for Penelope?
Officially, yes, but I never can be bothered with all 4 syllables of it. Penelope sounds a little ostentatious coming out of the mouth, don't you think?
I knew what
Sure.
ostentatious was,
Yeah.
sure.
20-something, Aquarius, love to travel.
Oh
Nearly
god, she's
all my
Aquarius. I'm
friends
Aquarius. You are not
are
Aquarius.
Travel? Where to?
Anywhere at all, as long as it has species worth studying. Ornithology, they call it. I call it the only thing I've ever been good at.
And have you studied the birds here at Tangle Tower?
But of course! Where else do you think I developed my love of the field? No matter where I go, I always find myself coming home to Tangle.
Are those actual bird wings on
Because
you?
of the birds.
Oh,
Is that an
no,
actual
because of
bird on your
him.
head?
Silly to admit, but I suppose I can't bear for us to be apart.
Who are you talking about?
Oh, don't you know? My fiancé, dear Fitz. He's not really the traveling type, you see.
Fitz fellow.
The very one.
You're engaged to a member of the Fellow family? That's interesting.
I'm not especially interested in whatever tedious feuding goes on between our two families. Fitz and I find it much easier to stay out of it altogether.
No, but really, is that a bird on your head? Or is it a hat? Okay, they're not really wings. She's got wing gloves on.
I awoke early and headed down into the greenhouse to see Fitz. He's always there. Crack of dawn, every morning like clockwork.
How come?
It's where he's happiest. That and he has a great deal of work to do every day. Watering, pruning, mulching, whatever that is.
Do you help him with the work in the greenhouse?
Oh, no. I wouldn't dream of it. I'd probably break something.
So, you stayed with Fitz the whole day?
No. In the early afternoon, he went back inside. Rather suddenly, as it happens.
Did he say why?
He didn't. Probably just a touch of heat stroke, the poor dear. He's more delicate than you'd think.
What did you do after that?
Let's see. I returned to the aviary to feed my birds.
And how many birds are you responsible for?
Officially 4, but in truth it's more like 400.
Can they not feed themselves?
Of course, and they often do. But I think they just like the company. As do I. Sometime in the evening, I left the aviary and headed back towards my room. But in the hall, I spotted Uncle Pointer heading down the stairs. He was muttering something. Seemed a bit upset, the poor dear. I followed him down, but the grand hall was empty by the time I got there. Empty aside from Detective Hawkshaw, who was loitering over by the library. I don't know what it was, but she looked a little lost. I inquired about the professor, and she told me he'd gone up the Fellow Tower. I ran up the stairs, hoping to catch up with him, but Felix appeared and blocked my path. For some reason, he was coming out of Fitz's bedroom. He looked rather lost, too. I told him I was looking for Uncle.
Is everybody lost around
He
here?
suggested we look up in Flora's tower room. We could see from the hallway. The door was off its hinges. I knew then something was terribly wrong. A moment later, we were gazing down on the body of poor Freya. Uncle Pointer was there. Fitz, too, standing over in the corner with Fifi and Poppy.
What about Flora?
Of course, silent as ever. Uncle suggested we should leave. Give the others some space, you know. So he and I both returned to our rooms in Pointer Tower. A fellow bird enthusiast. She's quite the expert, truth be told. Studied them professionally at one point. I think her father taught her.
Are you friends with Flora?
A little bit.
A little bit friends.
She's one for the peace and quiet. I dare say I'm a little too loud for her.
I can see that.
Yeah.
I do admire her, though, really. Always felt like she could have done better than settle for Felix.
Ouch.
I said it. I must say, I really don't care for the den of self-delusion that he's retreated into. People are better off when they just let themselves be themselves. Between you and me, I think Felix is secretly rather miserable. She mostly ignores me, if I'm honest.
How come?
Well, we're not quite on the same intellectual level.
Oh. you
No
know,
one
you
is.
do.
No, it's quite all right. I'm comfortable with it. She'd sit in the aviary, first thing in the morning and paint the birds. Sometimes she'd ask me their names.
Freya was interested in studying bird species too?
No, just wanted to know their names. Isabelle, Clementine, Myrtle, Lysandre, Genevieve.
Okay.
Thanks. For my 21st birthday, she gave me a framed painting. All the birds from a single spring, with their names written underneath. I can't begin to tell you how much I've treasured it.
Sounds like you two were close.
I feel like I always struggled to articulate my admiration for her, but she had a way of understanding unspoken things. Oh, she's beautiful! Who is she? Wait, is that me?
They're not amused.
Oh, did you talk to Poppy already?
Yeah, a little bit.
And did you make any notes of what she told you?
Yeah, I did.
Lovely. Burn them. It'll all be lies.
Why would
Wow.
Poppy lie to us?
Because that's what she does. She's a snake. Looks like one, too.
Don't you think you're being a little unfair, Penny?
She started it.
Started what?
You know, it's probably quite impressive. To a visitor, fresh eyes and all that.
Not to you?
Try living in it for 20 years. The sheen wears off. If it wasn't for my fits, I'd have little reason to stay.
What about inheritance? You're the next oldest pointer after your uncle, aren't you?
Well, thank you very much for phrasing it like that. But no, any money left in the Pointer family will pass down directly to Poppy.
Is that fair?
I couldn't care less, to be perfectly honest. Finally! I get to see a detective's case file.
That's a very specific thing to be excited about.
Well, only last week I asked that miserable hawkshot woman if I could see her case notes.
I'm guessing she said no.
Would have been much more polite if she had just said no. Instead, she was quite rude to me. Accused me of being, what was it? A shallow sensationalist. I'm sure I've read about this creature somewhere. Don't remember anything about him playing the harp, though. Goodness me. Poppy really doesn't take care of her belongings, does she?
It wasn't in Poppy's room. It was in the little pond in the garden.
Exactly! Hardly the place for it.
I don't think she threw it in there.
Hello. Who penned this juicy little number?
We don't know. It's not signed.
An anonymous letter? Classic clue. I doubt Freya intended it, but the overall effect is a little unsettling.
It
Don't you
is.
think? It's Flora that's the problem. She's an inescapably haunting presence, bless her. Oh, that's rather sad. Freya doesn't take very good care of her paints, does she? But then she was always rather bohemian, had her own priorities. Gaudy old thing, isn't it? Flora seems very fond of it. I've never understood why. But then I could say the same thing about her husband.
Heyo!
Ooh. Heyo!
Poppy's gramophone. She's had it for a long time. As a young child, she'd call it her mama phone, on account of it belonging to her mother.
That's cute.
Oh yes, adorable. How terrible.
You recognize it?
The color scheme. 3 different pinks. Obscene. A bit vain to carve wooden figurines of oneself, isn't it? If I'm not mistaken, that little red and white one is supposed to be a bird of some kind.
And ink something.
Somebody taking an interest in extinct animals.
Extinct.
Oh, yes. The book is very old. Most of the birds in it are long gone.
Well, what about this bird, though?
Inkbird?
The
Ink dib.
This one, well, it was thought to be extinct for a long time. Then one was found here at Tangle Tower.
So it's not extinct.
You misunderstand. It was the last one. The very last.
Oh.
Ooh, a secret diary.
That's our guess, too.
Excellent. It's that bird. But these must have been drawn at least a year ago. Oh, how sad. I know a lot of people rather like this painting, but it's a little much for me. I find it overbearing.
She's a
For
little
some reason, It
overbearing.
makes me feel bad for Freya. I think she was more troubled than we knew. Freya was very talented, even at that age.
Do you know how old this photo is?
Not sure. Must be a couple of years at least. Sometime before Fiona settled on her current style. Very nice.
You've seen these before?
Yes.
All of them. Even this one of...
She don't like Poppy being near Fritz.
Haven't seen this one in a while. He lives in the music room, doesn't he?
Currently.
Looks a little simple for Poppy, doesn't it? I thought she was a grade 12 or something.
I didn't know there were that many grades.
I'm sure they invented some new ones just for her. I can't decide what's worse. How she looks here, or how she looks now.
Do you know who this is? In the photo?
Oh, absolutely no idea. I must say the girls are awfully well behaved today. I think they know we're in the presence of company.
They belong to you? Why do you keep them in a cage?
They need a special diet, particular treatment. I let them out to fly occasionally, of course. But they're all one of a kind. I couldn't let anything happen to them.
Do they have names?
Of course. Let me introduce you to Tabitha, Tamara, and Tatiana.
I've already forgotten all three of those names.
Which one is which?
Oh, that's simple. Tatiana is the oldest, Tabitha is the most patient, and Tamara has the best sense of rhythm.
Glad we cleared that up.
What about the one on your head?
On my head? It's just my hat. It doesn't have a name. Who would name their hat?
So it's not a real bird, okay. It's just a hat.
We can get into Penny's room now.
Now, like, right now?
Let's go now. I like her room. It looks nice.
Traveling cases.
Empty. All of them.
That's sunflower.
There's something weird about it. It just feels out of place.
Potted flower. A brightly colored flower with an unusual shape. It looks very healthy and well looked after. The soil in the pot looks fresh and moist. It's also an unusual blue color.
This is the fanciest room so far.
Too fancy.
What does that mean?
I don't know.
Looks like nature invited itself in. Rude.
How dare you, nature? Get back out there where you belong.
Ever get the feeling you're being watched?
The mannequins don't have eyes, though.
That's not a comforting sentence. Looks like nature and rude.
It's a birdhouse.
Are those real birds?
No.
Nope. They're wooden.
They're using up all the perches. What if a real bird wanted to use it?
Swap the positions of the 7 birds. Oh my god, I hate this. I don't know if the colors have to match.
Nope.
There must be some logic to how the birds are arranged. Something to do with those white lines.
I would think that these three are good.
Nothing.
Damn.
I think the birds are related to each other.
I guess that's wrong.
It's a family tree. The colors and eyes combine as they go down the family line.
Okay, so the colors do combine.
You'll need to start with blue and yellow at the top.
Got it. I got it.
That's the one.
There we go. So it's mixed up with the colors.
Hey, not bad. Did the door open? What's in there?
Crumbled paper. A red piece of paper crumpled into a ball. Red flower petals were found inside. A message is angrily scrawled into the paper. Now I'll get her. It's not very nice.
That might be the most pointless staircase I've ever seen. A little tea set. Looks recently used.
One of the cups has tea in it.
What's in the other one?
Birdseed?
Birdseed.
Oh my god, I nailed it. I didn't even know.
That bed. It's like something from a fairy tale.
Does it feel warm over here, or is it just me?
No, you're right. Maybe the bed has some kind of heater.
It's not coming from the bed. It's coming from the wall.
What?
A little bedtime reading?
Let's see. Romance novels, detective novels, and
What?
this one appears to be both.
Nice.
I don't know what the deal is with heated walls.
Anything in there?
Bed sheets.
That's not even remotely suspicious.
Alright.
What is it?
Ah, it's clearly some kind of large device.
You're not wrong.
No, he's not. He's not really right with what it is either.
You know, I've always wanted one of those.
A mechanical solar system? What would you do with it?
I would look at it.
Wait a minute. Earth in the middle, sun on the outside. How old is this thing?
Oh no, we're at 2 through 5 planets, the sun and the moon are around the middle. Oh. Am I covering everything or no? This one's rough. They're all rough. I need to align them with these orange markings. If so, that's gonna be easier on me. Uh-huh, uh-huh. Hot diggity dog.
That's the one.
Hey, not bad. Did you hear that? Something unlocked.
There's a little hatch underneath. What's in there?
A bunch of paper. Looks like somebody's research.
Golden beetle. Various research notes and diagrams. 4. The golden beetle, named for its exoskeleton composed of a mineral approximately 90% identical to gold, has a lifespan of several years. It fends off predators with a loud hiss, records of over 95 decibels, and by being completely undigestible. This mistid has a somewhat spurious reputation for causing ill fortune to those that see it.
Yeah, it's too cloudy to see any stars right now.
Isn't it light out?
It's also daytime.
Yeah. Hello?
A bell jar. It's empty.
What do people normally keep in bell jars?
A rose.
Other than bells, you mean? Trinkets.
They're clearly gizmos. There's something kinda disappointing about this room. I just expected a bit more from an astronomy tower.
Oh, does it not compare to all the other astronomy towers you've been to?
Pretty.
Trinkets.
They're clearly gizmos.
It's tidier than my desk. The notebook is untouched. It's completely blank.
So, even the most well-used notebooks start off blank,
A picture frame.
with no picture.
It's kind of weird.
Let's at least introduce ourselves before touching his telescope.
Always a good roll.
Oh my.
Shh, listen. Do you hear them? The stars. They're whispering.
It's daytime.
So quiet, and yet so loud.
What are they whispering about? Are they spreading rumors about us?
I shouldn't think they concern themselves with such insignificance. We are but specks of dust, you and I.
Mm-hmm. Could the speck of dust start by
They're just specks of light.
You find yourself standing in the astronomy tower of one Professor Percival Pointer.
Seems like this tower belongs to the Pointers, and the other one belongs to the Fellows.
Well observed, my dear. Tangle Tower is something of a duality, as it happens. Meaningless boundaries, really. They exist only in our minds.
Helpful.
Me? Not much to say. Strictly speaking, I'm the current head of the Pointer family. And of course, father to my precious Poppy.
And a professional astronomer?
Oh no, that's just a little hobby. I mean, yes, I've studied the stars for over 35 years, published 17 books.
Just a little hobby.
Sounds like you're quite well known. You must bring in a good amount of money.
Oh dear me, no. My field of research has never yielded any kind of stable financial return, nor would I expect it to. I am nothing but a humble interpreter for the cosmos, working to translate its message so that I may share it with the world.
Cool. Tell the Cosmos I say hi.
You probably will.
The day began as any other, with blissful, unremarkable routine. I took my usual morning walk around the gardens. Fresh air does wonders for the mind.
Did you see anyone else?
Penelope and Fitz were in the greenhouse together. I didn't bother them, of course. I sat for a while besides the pond in the garden. It's a favorite spot of mine. Eventually, I returned to my tower and buried myself in my studies for the afternoon.
Did you use your telescope yesterday?
Once the stars began to appear, naturally.
For how long?
I can't say. I've been known to lose hours at my telescope.
Did you see anything?
No actual discoveries, if that's what you mean.
So you were all alone up in the astronomy tower. Must have been a while before you found out what had happened to Freya.
Quite. Normally, I would be the last to find out about such a thing. But a curious tug of fate led me towards the fellow tower later that evening. I was at my telescope for the majority of the evening, but at one point I returned to my desk to look something up in a reference book. I couldn't find the book I wanted, so I figured Fiona must have borrowed it. I left my tower and headed down towards the Grand Hall. I spotted Detective Hawkshaw coming out of the library. She looked impatient and slightly frustrated.
Same as ever then?
Quite. I passed her by and went upstairs to Fiona's room. The door was locked, but I could hear shouting coming from inside. I recognized Fiona's voice as well as the voice of my own daughter. I had no desire to invade their privacy by eavesdropping, so I waited for them to finish and come out into the hall. Before I could ask about the book, Poppy grabbed my hand and took me upstairs along with Fiona. It was apparent that both of them had already been crying about something. We went up to Flora's tower. Freya was laying on her back, right in the middle of the room. Flora and Fitz were already there. They both looked stoic as ever. Felix and Penny arrived shortly after we did, and then Fiona went downstairs with Poppy for some reason. I quickly decided that I should leave also. I took Penelope with me, and we both went back to our rooms in Pointer Tower.
Why did you leave so quickly? Wasn't there anything you could have done to help?
Don't take this the wrong way, but the whole ordeal is fellow family business. I'm quite sure they don't need me getting in the way at a time like that.
Fair enough. Okay.
Pretty.
We're gonna go ahead and finish this up at another time. I'm freaking tired. It's 10:30. No wonder I'm tired. I'm not as young as I used to be. I can't stay up until 11 o'clock, you know. Alright. Thanks for hanging out, Nocturne. And I will see you next time. Hopefully tomorrow. Maybe this game, maybe not. I don't know. One never knows with me. I'm an enigma.